Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Josie reversal guide, and we're gonna start with a few things I left off from the previous video. And this time I'm actually gonna talk about her punishes again, but especially in Rage, what happens with the Rage damage buff in the game in general. Now, her time frame punishes 122 and 143. They each do 25 and 29 damage respectively. But as you can see here in Rage, the move does 7, 8, 10 damage without rage, and then in rage it does 7, 8, 11. And for 143 it does 7, 10, 12, and in rage does 7, 11, 13. So what does this mean? From the formula that I've gathered, how this Tekken system works, any move that does above 10 damage gets the rage damage buff. I'm going to show you a small list here, like between 0 and 9 damage you get plus 0, between 10 and 19 plus 1, 20 and 29 plus 2, and so on and so forth. So keeping that in mind, you can know when to do, that you need to do your hardest hits first, especially in Rage. I mean, it's not that important to this video, but I felt like I should mention it because Josie's reversal does 50 damage without Rage. And this is our 14 frame launcher without rage, which does 49 damage. But now once you add a rage to it, okay, there's also the rage damage when juggles are involved, but we're not going to get too deep into that. I'm just going to tell you in short that in rage, juggles add about they just get like 3 to 4 damage buffs depending on which moves you do first. And if you do jabs in the beginning of the combo, then you get no damage buffs. But yeah, in rage, now this move, the 14 frame launcher goes from 49 to 54 because every hit gets a damage buff. And then a reversal gets a plus 5 damage buff because it does 50 damage. And I just thought that was something cool that I should point out. You can check out your own characters, see if there's any sort of way they can take advantage of this. I just think it's pretty cool that Namco did this. I don't know how they worked out this formula, but it works, and yeah, I just wanted to inform you guys of that. And back to the main video, some things I left off from Claudio. Forward 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2. If done immediately, it jails, but if you delay it, it's minus 14 without starburst, but it's safe with starburst. You can parry the second hit. And then we have down back 1 plus 2. Usually used to end rounds. With starburst, the second hit is an unblockable. You can sidestep it either way, you can backdash. There's many ways to beat this move. And I just want to include that in case you're at the wall, the reversal is another way to beat it. And then we have his forward 2 strings. I touched on this in the beginning in the first video. I just want to mention again that both of those can be parried. And then we move on to Josie herself. Now, funnily enough, the parry is so insignificant for the Josie matchup. Like, there's very, very little she can parry. That, yeah, like, Josie is a good matchup for Josie. So yeah, we're gonna move on from her very swiftly. Then we have Katarina. Not too much that you can reverse with her as well, but the favorite thing of mine that you can reverse is a rage drive. Plus on block, but you can only do it from a stance, so you can tell when it's coming. And then there's this string, down forward 2, usually used at the wall. You can step both extensions to the right, but at the wall stepping is an issue. And if they get predictable with the down forward 2-2, you can reverse the down forward 2-2 instead of getting the only minus 10 on block. Now Kuma is a bit more interesting. We have this down forward 1 string, counter hit launcher, 15 frame. You can reverse the second hit as soon as you see it, there's no mix up. And then you can also reverse the last hit. And then we have this attack, I think it's called Grizzly Rush or something. The first attack's jail, so there's no problem mashing reversal. You can reverse the last hit. Then we have this string. The second hit is a high, but it can be tricky to duck, especially online. And the last hit is only minus 11, so if you fail to duck the second hit, you can reverse the last hit for a lot of damage. And we have his new move, up back 1 plus 2. It seems to track quite decently, but I may be stepping late. But yeah, you can reverse it. It's quite seeable, so that's good because it's very plus on block. And then we have this string. Now something peculiar about this string. It is minus 14 and Josie has good 14 frame punishes. But this string, you can't sidestep the last hit like you can for Jack 7. And the range that he recovers if you do your 14 frame punish, it's quite hard to get the follow-ups. It's a bit more strict. I haven't managed to land the rage drive even once doing it after this string. So as much as it is minus 14, I think it's much better to just parry the last hit. You can see if he does it. It's very seeable, so yeah, just reverse the last hit, because you can't step it like you can for the other character. Yeah, I couldn't get the rage drive to land even once. But of course, if you do it from normal distance, it works. Then we have Lars, someone else where it doesn't apply that much, though we do have sidestep 2, which is quite abusable. And the good thing with Lars, if it's not doing sidestep 2, he's doing a sidestep launch, and his launches, 2 of them start with his right hand. I mean, they all start with his right hand unless it's the lightning screw, but down for 2 is an elbow, so you can't reverse that, so you need to be careful about that, but it's his weakest launch out of the 3, so yeah, do with that what you may. I almost forgot to mention that we do have some flowcharts for Lars. He got back his old down 4-2 from tag 2, for now it's full crash down 4-2. So after down back 4 on hits, he's +5, so that would be like a frame trap. You can only avoid it with a crouch jab. But he also has wild standing too, which is faster. You can't avoid this in any way whatsoever. I can only block it, or Josie can reverse it. There's also wild standing 4, but that's much easier to avoid than wild standing 2. And then we have dynamic entry 3. The difference between dynamic and silent is the one silent he gets on all 4s. Dynamic entry 2, it's a safe mid counted launcher and it hits grounded, so it's used a lot in Oki situations as well as combos. So if he starts throwing around that too much, because it is a safe, counter hit move, you can reverse it, especially like after this ender where he bounds you can reverse it safely. Then we have Law, someone else where the reversal is not too handy, but there is this string I used to see a lot more of in tag 2. I don't see it anymore. I don't see much of it anymore, but you can reverse the last hit, which is otherwise safe. And then we have back 1, 2, oh sorry, getting ahead of myself here. We have forward 1+2, one of his key moves. A lot of players can tend to get predictable with it, and it is plus, so once you can see the pattern, just reverse it. Then we have back 1, 2, 2. The first 2 hits jail if not delayed, and then the last hit is -14, but you can reverse it as well if you want for a bit more damage. If they do delay it, you can reverse the second hit, but I'll mention something about these delayed strings. You need to be careful with the reversals. Now this round ender, you can low parry the second hit of course, and the last hit is only like -12, 11 on block. But it might be easier for you to block than to low parry. For me, I find it easier to block. You can reverse the last hit once you see it coming. For Lee as well, reversal is not that much of a factor, but there is this move. It stops you from attacking once you block this, and it's safe. It interrupts everything. You can't dick jab, you can't armor move. So that will be his go-to to prevent you from pressing buttons after blocking it. But you can reverse the first hit. Otherwise, there's nothing else worth reversing for Lee. And then we have Leo. Down back 1+2, 1. Even though it's a 1, you can reverse the second hit, which is good. Then we have sidestep 2, another abusable sidestep move. You can reverse it, it's safe. For 2-2, you'll never see, I don't think you'll see Leo's trying to throw this out, but in case you do, I mean, you can reverse it. It's only -12 on block. Then her new move, I haven't seen any flowcharts for this move yet. I find it hard to step. I'm sure you can step it, but you can reverse it. I just wanted to let you know that. I mean, I don't think you'll ever do this in a match. And then we have Bok 2. Her most key move, her keyest move. Once you start seeing it, just reverse it. Otherwise it's safe. It's a free launcher for her. Take that away from her. Chloe as well, reversal doesn't apply that much. She doesn't have many flowcharts that use her right hand. But she does have 2 moves that she can tend to get predictable with. She has 4-2-2, you can reverse that, but there are mix-ups. And she has full crouch down 4-2. So if they get too predictable, you can turn those safe moves and make them unsafe for her. Moving on to Master Raven, one of her moves got buffed into a wall bounce. I always thought this was a headbutt, but you can reverse it. I don't think you'll ever be in that situation, but you can reverse it. Her other new move, quarter circle forward 1-2, It jails on block, so you can't reverse. You're safe if you try and reverse it. If she does delay it, you can reverse it. It's only minus 13, so it's much better to reverse it. And then we have, let's see. Oh, she has one of these armor moves. Hers isn't that slow, but you can still apply the same formula as the others. Jab, jab into reversal, luckily. But then her back turn armor move, as much as it's also a 1+2, you can't reverse this one, which is unfortunate. So yeah, but it's not really a mix-up because one is from back turn and one is forward facing. Then we have this string which you can reverse the last hit even on hit, which is fantastic. If she does the long delay one, you should low parry it. You can't reverse that one on hit, but it's very seeable. You can low parry that one. And then we have her unblockable. It has fantastic tracking, much more than I figured. So yeah, you can reverse that if you're ever trapped with the wall behind you. Then we move on to Miguel. Now Miguel, his whole move list is just weak to this reversal. It's fantastic. A lot of his strings can get reversed. His entire down forward 2 strings, the down forward 2 one is so fast that it pretty much jails, and then everything else can reverse. This down forward 3-2 is safe mid-mid, but you can reverse the second hit, which is great. It's quite fast though. Forward 2-2, it's seeable. If he does forward 2-1, it's too fast. You won't duck it anyway. You won't get hit. Now this one, unfortunately, up forward 3-2-2, it's kick, elbow, elbow, elbow. So you can't reverse any of those. Same for his wild standing 2-2-2. The last 2 hits are also the same elbows, so you can't reverse those. And then we have, okay, now some flowcharts. They made Savage 2 safe for some reason, but it's still not safe against Josie. This is one of the common flowcharts you'll see. You can't reverse it if you know it's coming. After 2-1 on hit and after down forward 1 on block or on hit. Then he has this slow armor move from stance. I mean, there's many weaknesses to it, but reversal is just one of them. You can also step it to the left. I got clipped there. But yeah, you can't step it. It's quite weak. You can also cancel it, so you have to be careful about that. And then this move is Sabaki for punches. It's a launcher now, and it was made safe. So if you do know it's coming, you can reverse it. And as much as it's a punch reversal, the window is so small that you often hit him out of it anyway with a punch. Like, it has to be a precisely timed reversal. On hit, it's too slow, but on block, that's when now your punches will get beaten out. But on hit, your punches will connect because the parry window will pass you while you're still recovering. Let's see, anything else? Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, let's move on. Fine. Are we done with Miguel? No, we're not. Let's see. Oh, his rage drive. You can reverse the first hit, but you can't reverse the second hit, which is unfortunate, but it's one of the weakest rage drives in the game already, so I'm not too mad at that. Nina, we have her 3-step spiral explosion, or 4-step spiral explosion. It's a -11. It's made into a launcher now, -11 mid launcher. It's very seeable, very interruptible, so you can reverse it once you see it, but you can also counter hit her out of it. She doesn't have to commit to the move, so you have to like be careful about that. But yeah, it's super interruptible. And then we have down bug 2, a move that you'll only be seeing from specific ranges. So apart from this and quarter circle forward 3, you'll know to expect either or. And unfortunately, this move you cannot reverse. This or her normal wall bounce from backs where you can't. There is this common wall setup. I'm sure you've seen this a million times before, her quarter circle forward 2. If done immediately, you can't do anything about it. You can't reverse it. Her reversal is not fast enough. But if there's even the slightest delay, even the slightest, and you know it's coming, you can reverse it for big damage. Oh, that's the mix-up. And then we have, okay, I forgot to mention Kuma's rage drive. You can also reverse that if you see it coming, but it's quite risky, but hey, just know it's there. Then we have Paul. I cannot duck down forward 1 strings. I've not yet gotten used to seeing them. So I'm always ending up blocking this last hit and it's safe. And it knocks down for big damage nowadays. Just know you can reverse it. That's what I do. There is down 1, hold 2. It's quite seeable, but it's so rare that you know what's happening until it's almost too late. Just know you can reverse it. Otherwise, it's plus on block. And there is Demoman. Now, Demoman has a number of weaknesses. I guess I'll get to that later. He has one of the slow armor moves, but this one is a high, so you can do the whole crouch dash into the launcher to punish him, which is great. And then you can also reverse Death Fist, which means you can also reverse his Rage Drive, and Paul's can be a bit predictable with their Rage Drive, so keep that in mind. But back to Demoman. Yeah, as you can see, the range of the first two hits isn't that good. Then the last hit you can reverse. Even if it's his left arm, she still grabs his right arm somehow. You can also sidestep into a backswing, into a launcher, but the combos are so weirdly off axis. You need like a specific combo in mind to do that. I mean, it looks really cool, but I didn't bother getting like a proper combo for it because I'd rather just reverse it and, you know, just save everyone's time. Yeah. And then we have Shaheen. Now Shaheen also doesn't have too much you can reverse, not too many flowcharts. His Unblockable has amazing range like Lars, you can reverse that. I don't know if I mentioned you could reverse Lars Unblockable, but you can also reverse that one. Range is good, about 3 meters. And then there's also this one last move, you'll never see it, his back turn too. I mean, he can't enter back turn manually, but he does have it, it's safe, it's only -3. You can reverse that. But yeah, for Shaheen it doesn't really apply that much, which is good for him. Moving on to Steve, we have, he has one of the really slow armor moves, and this one's launch punishable, but with a lot of pushback. So it's really slow, you can do quite a lot, you can hit him with quite a lot of stuff and still be able to parry it, which is great for us. We have 2-1-2. I don't see many Steve players use it. I've seen it like once ever. You can parry the last hit if you want. It's quite seeable. Then we have for 2-1-2. Same. I never really see it, but you know, there's no mix up to that. And then we have his peekaboo strings. Now these strings are so fast. He has 2 of them, but the one that starts with what looks like 2 down forward ones, that one you can parry the 3rd hits reliably. But the one that doesn't, this one, you can't parry the 3rd hit even though it's a right hand. You have to duck the 2nd hit, and then if you try and duck and launch, it's so fast that you'll get hit out of most of your stuff. Even a while standing 4 is a bit hard to get out, so you have to duck and parry, which is great that she has that, so just keep that in mind. And then we have this string, Flicker 1-1-1-2. If he does all 3 left punches, there's no mix up. The only move he can do after that is the 2. If he does less than 3, then there is a mix-up. His Unblockable, quite good reach, high crushing. You can reverse that as well. And then we have his armor move from Flicker. Next to Brian's, it is the fastest in the game at 14 frames. It's impractical to reverse this. It's better to duck and launch, but just know it is possible. And let's see, what next? Then we have his 10-hit string. I think this is the only 10-hit string that made it to the list. I don't know why I don't see much of this 10-hit. It seems quite decent. The low guarantees the mid, unlike the others. You have to parry the 5th hit. Once he finishes counting, once he reaches 4, parry the next hit. Avoid the mix-up, because sometimes punishing him is a bit tricky. Then we have Xiaoyu. This move was buffed. Now you can delay the 2nd hit, which is good because that means you can reverse 2nd hit. You can sidestep the hits on both sides, but you know, again, in case you're at the wall. Now the thing with such delays, since Josie's reversal activates in 2 frames, if your opponent manages to do a just frame delay, which is almost impossible, you will get hit. But yeah, just keep that in mind. It is possible to get hit because it's 2 frames, and it's possible to delay something for 1 frame. This string, it's quite weak. It's -12. You have to sidestep, but I don't like Josie's sidestep combos. Her off-axis combos don't do much for me. If someone has a link to like good off-axis Josie combos, I'd love to see them. Otherwise, yeah, you can reverse the last hit to get your fixed 50 damage. Then we have... Okay, now this is the setup. Her unblockable setup. Tech roll to either side, you'll still get hit. It does hit grounded as well. So luckily it's not too fast. You can wake up and reverse it in time, which is fantastic for us. We have this other move, up forward 1+2. It'll be done in this setup. You can't reverse it in such a setup. Even if you manage to block it, you can't reverse it, which is unfortunate. Otherwise, I don't think you'll be able to react to the move in neutral to reverse it. So don't try and reverse it in that instance. And then we have up 1 plus 2, or was it up back? I think, yeah, up 1 plus 2, 2. The 2 is seeable, you eliminate all the mix-ups. If you get carried away, you can't get punished, so just wait to see the 2. Then there's this other setup, Hypnotist 2. At the wall, if she tailspins you just shy of the wall and your back is to the wall, she'll be able to set this up, which is plus 34. That means she gets a free rage art, she gets a free wall splat, she gets a lot of free stuff. Luckily for us, you can indeed reverse this. If it takes too long for you to realize what's happening, you can reverse it. And then we move on to Yoshi, the last of the non-DLC characters. This move is only minus 13. I don't know if it was buffed, I remember it being minus 14. It's a seeable low mid. You can reverse the last hit for more damage, which is great. I had no idea about that. And then we have his down forward 1 string. Here's down forward 1 4, which is minus 12, down from minus 14, which is fine. It jails. You can try and reverse, but you get hit. And then we have down forward 1 2. It is a high. You can duck and launch, but the follow-ups kind of like mess that up. You can duck and reverse the third hit. You can reverse the second hit. You can sidestep and reverse the third hit. There's lots of ways to beat that string. But the reversal is the most consistent. Launching, you can do it, but most probably only offline. And then there's this move. I didn't even know it was an attack. I just wanted to point out that you can reverse it. Instead of him healing himself, which it does, yeah, you reverse it, and I think that'll be funny to happen in a match. Now Lei is weak to anyone with a punch parry, but Josie's is specifically right hand, so there's only few applications. There's that string, this string. The second right hit is quite seeable. You can reverse that all the time. Here's one of the arm moves you can reverse. His is faster than the others, but it's a forward input, so it won't come out at that speed. So you can reverse that reliably as well. And then we have his rage drives. You can reverse 2 of his rage drives. I think that's Dragon. You can reverse that one. I mean, chances of you reversing them on reaction are almost 0, but you can. His snake rage drive you can reverse as well. But yeah, the timing is a bit different. Yeah, it's not worth it, but I just want to point out that she's able to, which I find cool. She can't reverse his Panther rage drive because it's a low, and it was buffed from minus 14 to minus 13. You can no longer get your rage drive punish on it, which is good for Lei, bad for us. I can't remember the name of this stance. I don't know if it's Tiger or what, but yeah, Tiger, Panther, you can't reverse those rage drives for obvious reasons. Moving on to Marduk, forward 3-2. Now this move, it's not that good. It does at least a lot of damage. You can sidestep it to the left and get your biggest punish. But again, if the wall is to your left and you can't step in that direction, feel free to reverse it. Otherwise it's only minus 11, which is very little. And then we have, let's see, his 2 armor moves. Now this one's from stance. It's a wall bounce, forward 2, VTS forward 2. You can reverse it as well. It's a mid, thank goodness. And then there's the normal armor move, which is one of the faster ones. It's only 15 frames. It's like the 3rd fastest. You can't reverse it, can you? You know, you can reverse it, but it's so fast, so it's very unreliable to reverse that one. But there's no mix-up between the two. That one you can duck and launch on reaction. And then this is one of his key moves, down back 2. It's safe, counter hit launcher. If they get too predictable, feel free to start reversing it. Moving on to Julia, the reversal is quite decent in this matchup. There is this string where she cancels a left uppercut into a right palm that's safe. You can reverse that. It's quite slow, you can kind of see it. And then there's this. Now the move has even elbow in the name. I think it's Tequila Sunrise Elbow Smash. But you can reverse a second elbow, which is great, because a lot of fundamental playing Julias who like the plus frames love abusing that move. You can reverse it. Reverse it. Same thing. Yeah. Because that's plus 4 on block. And there's no mix-up. Once you see they've charged it, I mean, just know to reverse it. You can cancel it. And then we have this setup. I just needed to point this out because I thought you'd be able to avoid this with her reversal, but you can't. While standing 4 into either war drum or back 1 plus 2. You can reverse back 1 plus 2, but not in this particular setup. So what you have to do to avoid this setup is, instead of tech rolling, because from that distance at minus 13, Josie might get a standing 3 at most. Even that might whiff. So yeah, the way to avoid it is to hold back or stay grounded. And holding back now switches the mix up into a whole other thing. So yeah, that's for you to love now. Zafina, I think this is 2-2, 1 plus 2. Or yeah, I think. You can reverse the third hit quite reliably. Down buck 4, 2. At least I think that's down buck 4. You can reverse even on hit, which is good. More damage than on block. Now this move, Josie can launch it if you block it, which is great, but the range isn't that good, so sometimes the first hit will whiff, and then you won't get much of a punish. You can reverse it if you see it, or you can do your 14 frame punish, whichever you prefer. And you have while standing 1-2. Now you'll never see top players finishing this string because it is hit confirmable, but in case they're not hit confirming it, you can reverse it for more damage. And then we have a Scarecrow 1 plus 2, one of the key moves from Scarecrow. If they're abusing it, no, you can reverse it. And lastly, we have Leroy. Now there's this down forward 3 string. You can duck the high, but the last hit comes out so quick that launching it is an issue. The last hit is only minus 13. I think it's delayable, but you can reverse it if you don't duck the high. I'm not used to ducking the high yet as well. Now we have his Sabaki, I think it's down back 1 plus 2. It's one of these few parries that don't work on knees and elbows, so that's good for Josie, she has a lot of those. And then we have his armor move, his power crash. It's one of the slower ones. You can reverse it, it's down forward 1 plus 2 and it's a wall bounce, because he needs all that. And then, yeah, I think I already mentioned that his Sabaki only doesn't work on knees and elbows, but it's also, the window is a bit small, so you can counter hit him after that. Now this move you can't option select like Lars 3 plus 4, you can't down jab to option select, but you can reverse the last hit if they're getting too careless with it. Otherwise it's quite a risk to reverse it. And then we have back 1 plus 2. Oh, what a fantastic move. Now I decided to mention this move because despite its range issues and tracking issues, sometimes it seems to have more range than it should, and sometimes it tracks in directions that it shouldn't. And this move is used a lot in multiple flowcharts. Like after one running 3, it will never hit you unless you like try and hit him. So yeah, after that move you're safe. But these other moves that are 0 or +1, like this one in particular, you can step it to the left, but you can't step it to the right, which typically is how you should step Leroy, to the right, unless he's in stance. But then after forward 3, if you try and step to the left, you will get hit. But if you step to the right, that sounds like a song, you won't get hit. So it's a weird mix-up that he has, so if he's getting too predictable with it, feel free to parry it, because punishing him on whiff is quite tricky as well. Some things I forgot to mention before we wrap up, these two rage drives, Julia and Ganyu. There are rage drives where you can reverse the first hit like Steve and Zafina, but I didn't mention them because you'll rarely get that chance. Now Julia's, if the first hit whiffs, you can reverse the last hit and it will kill her because she's in kill health, or you can sidestep it to the left, but again, if the wall is to your left, you don't have to eat, you might as well reverse it. Now for Ganyu, for those who don't know how this rage drive works, it's an unseeable low into a mid that's either a launcher, if it hits by itself, or just basically the whole thing does basically launcher damage. Now he's stuck in the stance after he does it, and he has an armor move that will only beat out moves that are slower than 13 frames, and as you saw in the beginning, while standing 2-1 will not work against the stance by itself. So if you do manage to make the first hit whiff, it's good to reverse it because that will kill, otherwise anything slower than 13 frames will be stopped by the armor move. Sometimes while standing 2-1 will counter hit the armor move, which is good, but otherwise yeah, if it whiffs, just try and reverse it. So that's it for Josie's reversal against the cast. This was initially me just labbing to see what she can do, but I decided let me share my findings and keep it on YouTube so that in case I ever need to reference it, I can always come back to it. But I thought, hey, maybe someone else could find some useful info from this. I'm gonna try and show who Josie benefits the best for having this parry. I hope that makes sense. The green ones will be the favorable matchups, and the red ones will be the unfavorable matchups because of the parry. Someone like Lucky Chloe, I mean, I still think Josie's a good matchup for Chloe, despite her reversal not being a big factor. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and, from what I think, try and highlight, the better matchups for Josie. And thank you guys for watching this far. This has been fun. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.